Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, here is that $12.999 that got here about, I don't know, 2 hours ago, something like that. And as you can see, there is a dramatic improvement in how this locomotive looks. So what I did, the side rods were covered with rust. So I oiled them, let them set for about 15 minutes, and then just used a single-edge razor blade and just scraped the oxide directly off of the push rods. And as you see, it came off and it actually looks quite good. Now the body itself, the reason this looks so bad is it had been stored very likely in an attic, someplace that was really, really hot and really, really dry. And I took the motor out and took the body, put it down in some warm soapy water, scrubbed it with a soft brush, let it dry. And then while I had the motor out, of course, I lubed and tuned it. And basically, this thing was so unlubricated from being so dry for so long that every wheel actually squeaked when you turned them. So, oiled the front and rear truck axles, the main axles, the push rods, the slides, the bearings, and this thing is running just absolutely splendidly. So, was it worth the 12 bucks? You bet it was. It's actually quite amazing what you can find on eBay. A $9.99 original, unmolested, undamaged, with almost no runtime. And that was the main reason I got it, or bought it, was because there was no wear on the main contactor at all. A couple of small bright spots. That was it. So this thing had not been run probably more than hours. I don't think it had ever accumulated into days. Anyway, the thing is, it runs absolutely splendidly. As you see. Now that's running at 30% power. Good even speed all the way around the rail. Let's take it up to 40%. Okay, there's about 40%. Now, I don't know if I could run it at 50%. It's very likely to come off the rail. As you see, that's just zipping right along. You know, this thing's only been running, what, an hour total since it got here, if that. So now that it's lubricated and clean, it'll run better and better and better. And like I said, it has almost no runtime, so it is virtually new. It just runs absolutely perfectly. And the E-unit works. So, runs good forward and reverse. And I have done absolutely nothing to this. Haven't even changed the light bulb. All I did was clean it and lubricate it. And that's why I stress, don't overlook the junk. This is a really decent looking and excellent running 999 that costs $12. And like I said, I made an offer on it and he accepted. So I thought it was definitely worth the 12 bucks. And as you see, it looks nice. It runs splendidly, completely original. It's never been mucked with. And it only took, I don't know, a grand total of probably less than an hour to do this. So all the rust is gone. I've touched up the screws. I've oiled the paint. It's been lubed and tuned and is just running absolutely perfectly. It runs like it's new, even has the lens in it. So no damage, almost no play wear, virtually no runtime. And it just runs splendidly. You couldn't ask it to run any better than this. So always fun to get a locomotive from eBay. And the true fun starts when I start working on this. And imagine this thing is 60 plus years old. And it's been sitting in a box virtually all of that time. And I got it on eBay for 12 bucks. And less than an hour of my time, I've resurrected this thing. You know, it's going to run now forever with the slightest amount of care. A Marx locomotive of any kind will run 100 years or more. The things are just built really, really well, good tight tolerances. What kills them, of course, is rust and bad storage. Neglecting these things for decades just takes their toll on it, you know, especially in a damp environment. In this case, this one was stored 60 plus years, very likely, in an attic, which is why the locomotive and the wheels were so dry. It had been sitting up there baking for years and years and years. This had not run in decades. And yet a few minutes of my time, and you have a really nice looking 999 that was really inexpensive and runs absolutely perfectly with no damage, no problems of any kind. So I haven't had to do anything to this except take it apart, clean it, and lubricate it. Nothing else. So, excuse me. I am really pleased with this. It's a lot of fun to do it, and best of all, it's a really, really inexpensive way to run model trains. You know, I don't need any of these things that I'm buying now. I now have 106, or this might be 107, I'm not sure, Marx locomotives. And what do I do with them? Nothing. I put them up on a shelf, take them down, run them, get another one, run it, put it up on the shelf, get another one, run it, put it up on the shelf. And now I'm buying them basically just for the challenge of getting them running. And a lot of the stuff I buy is just junk, just absolute junk. And yet all of it is up and running. And in a few minutes of my time, oil it, lube it, tune it, clean it up, make it look nice. And you have a really, really decent original Marx locomotive for 12 bucks. It's really difficult to beat that. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video on this. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.